Hey everyone, and welcome back to the lavish lifestyle. Some houses seems perfect, huge bathrooms, luscious gardens, and a price tag that's just too good to be true. Everyone has a dream to live in a huge amazing house with beautiful garden and swimming pool. But there are so many wow-worthy residences with a for sale sign on display for what seems like an eternity, and there's always a question why no one has scooped up the property. While the average home stays on the market for anywhere between 65 and 93 days, there are plenty properties that go unsold for much longer. Plus, it might even surprise you that some of the most undesirable listings are large, ridiculously glamorous mansions. Why some houses will never sell no matter how much of a bargain it may seem to stick around. So, there are so many reasons. Today we're going to be talking about the mansions no one wants to buy even for $1. Make sure you stay until the end because this information is really incredible. After watching this video, you will know the reasons why some houses will never find their owners. Number 10. 50 Cent's Connecticut Club. This house is extremely luxurious and ridiculously huge. The rapper's 51,657 square foot estate has its own home theater, indoor basketball court, and a private club. But it only would take him a whopping 12 years to sell the property for a measly $2.9 million. But first, he was trying to sell the house for $18.5 million, but there was no response. The problem with this house is that it's simply too big. It also has 2 stunning pools, several game rooms, a recording studio. Actually, it has 52 rooms, 21 in which are bedrooms. The ongoing heating, electricity, and cleaning costs would be absurd. Who needs a 52-room house? So, that's why 50 Cent dropped the price of the house by as much as 84% to a lowly $2.9 million. In hindsight, we think the market underestimated this listing. The spacious mansion would be perfect place to quarantine. It seems like the celebrity home is nearly impossible to sell. Number 9. Montclair House at 44 Pleasant Avenue, Montclair. You're gonna be surprised, but you can buy this outstanding, eye-catching 6-bedroom, 3,900 square feet house in New Jersey for just $10. Sounds incredible, right? In addition, this house is located on 3 acres of land that is more than 100 years old and preserved by the Historic Preservation Commission, given its historic significance. So, what is wrong with it? Here's the thing. The cost, $10, is only for the house, but not for the land. The land has been commissioned for the site of 8 more houses to be built around the historic house. Thus, the buyer of this $10 mansion will have to agree to move the house at their own expense, including the much-needed renovations. All that along with preserving the historic elements inside the house, but removing the toxic lead paint and asbestos by law. No wonder no one wants to inherit this mess on purpose. So, would you like to buy a house like this? Number 8. The Priestley House, Kenton, Mississippi. At first glance, this house looks pretty cute. The house is built in a Georgian style and has a number of amenities, including and not limited to a parlor, a music room, a library, swimming pool, office, terrace, and a separate greenhouse. Plus, the house has been awarded for its renovations and restoration. It was built by Dr. James Priestley in 1852. It is primarily located near the center of Kenton. So, what's the problem? It looks nice, it is pretty old and has its own history. It is comfortable and has a nice location, and it is fully furnished and is still on sale and even has its own website. At first, it was put on the market for nearly $1 million, but the price was reduced a bit. You may think no one wants to buy it because of the high price, but no, there is another reason: the tales of the haunting. Yes, this is the main reason the house is not sold yet, and these haunting stories have stained this mansion's real estate reputation. Former owners and even the descendants of Dr. Priestley have claimed to have seen ghostly activities around the house, including terrifying voices, things moving about the room, and a woman-like figure on the porch. The house with all its amenities looks like a total package for anyone willing to buy it, which there have been none. Are you afraid of ghosts? Number 7. The Halston Party Penthouse. Located in the coveted East Upper area of Manhattan, New York, this property has the prized party house of famous designer Roy Halston Frog in the 1970s. His apartment has a very rich history and had the wildest parties hosted. The most celebrities of all time given the association of famed names attached to it, this townhouse was listed for sale at $38 million, but has still not been sold. The price was reduced down to $24 million and more discounts were offered. But why is this house in our list, you ask? The main reason why buyers with that kind of money didn't want their name attached to a property, because the reputation of the house is not the best. That was notorious for hosting drug-fueled parties that made big headlines back in the day. Number 6. Granite Loma. Located along Lake Superior in Michigan, this is the biggest log cabin in the US, sitting on 5,000 acres of woodland covered in trees. It spans around 26,000 square feet and has 23 bedrooms, 4 apartments in an outbuilding, a huge hot tub, and a private backwater marina to pair with it. Registered on the National Register of Historic Places and built by the co-founder of General Motors, this mansion went on sale for $40 million, but has no buyers even after the price was reduced by 50%. The place is full of paintings and artifacts, which are not necessarily priceless, but at least the house is furnished. Given its remoteness and age of the building, there are not any takers for this old-fashioned log cabin. But if you are looking for a property and don't like people too much, think of this house. Who knows, maybe it's waiting for you. Number 5. The New Jersey Watcher Home. One more creepy story in here. The house has its watcher. The buyers who never moved into this house received multiple letters from Anonymous saying that the house has a watcher, as his ancestors who were hired as caretakers in the 20s and 60s. No one knows what it exactly means, but despite renovating it, the buyers never moved in owing the threatening letters, which gave the house its nickname. This ancient house in New Jersey has 6 bedrooms, 4 baths, and 4 fireplaces were bought for $1.5 million in the past decade, and now the buyers are desperately trying to sell it. The threatening letters and the story went viral in the neighborhood and then the country, which explains the fact that the new owners haven't been able to sell it, or even rent it after the last tenant received similar threats. Number 4. Anne Starrett Mansion, Port Townsend, Washington. This is one of the most beautiful Victorian mansions on this list. This gorgeous Queen Anne-style mansion was built in 1889. It sits on a hilltop and boasts 11 bedrooms and 7 baths over an area of 5,800 square feet and a stunning view of the bay nearby. To make these amenities useful, it was turned into a boutique hotel, but was eventually shut down, since no one wants to visit it or even buy it. The Starrett couple and some of their employees reportedly still haunt the mansion, roaming about the halls with unexplained noises at night. The house currently has no buyers and thus is without a price tag. Number 3. S.K. Peirce Mansion, Gardner, Massachusetts. Here is another Victorian mansion. Over an area of 6,700 square feet, the house of S.K. Peirce has 10 bedrooms, impressive 11-foot tall ceilings, and some of the original woodwork on the interior of the house, including the floor dating back to 1875. The price is not millions of dollars, but $329,000, cheaper than a standard 3-bedroom house in the US. The reason no one wants to buy this cheap 10-bedroom mega house is that it is known to be the most haunted house in the state, with 7 reported deaths on the property and countless unexplained activities around the house, including things being moved, inhuman sounds, and sightings of servants walking around. The house has even been featured on many paranormal activities shows whose teams encountered many of these activities during their stay. Why doesn't anyone want to take a chance and buy this house? Number 2. Neverland Ranch. Michael Jackson's infamous Neverland Ranch has been up for sale since it was foreclosed upon 2008. The 2,700-acre Californian estate consists of 22 buildings, a 50-seat movie theater, a swimming pool, a basketball court, a tennis court, and a magic stage. Yes, a magic stage. Jackson paid $19.5 million for the place back in 1987 and spent millions turning it into his Peter Pan-themed amusement park. The property has been listed several times over the past few years. Just last year, the property was put up for sale for $100 million, but had no buyers whatsoever. But no one wants to buy this property because of its controversial reputation. Number 1. Castropignano. Always wanting to have your own property in Italy? Yes, Italy's €1 homes are back. The collection of houses in the southern region of Molise. Castro Pignano, a village topped by a ruined medieval castle 140 miles southeast of Rome, is the latest community to offer up its abandoned buildings to newcomers. However, unlike most of the schemes, which is auction off dilapidated buildings for €1 or $1.20, Castro Pignano is doing things differently. So what's up for grabs? The problem is that most of the buildings for sale are not in decent shape. They have unhinged doors, peeling paint, and are partially covered in vegetation. The renovation will start from around €30,000 to €40,000, $35,000 to $48,000. Italian taxpayers will get tax credits for eco-friendly and anti-seismic work, but there's a lot of potential. The architecture is a juxtaposition of styles, richly ornate portals at the entrance of simply cottages, and many houses have panoramic views of the translucent Biferno River that runs through the valley. So, if you always dreamt of living in Italy, welcome, buy the $1 house and renovate it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the Lavish Lifestyle channel. Let me know your opinion about this video in the comments section below.